I put this sunshade up and the rain is making it sag. But this is Wednesday morning, and this is the remnants of Hurricane Beryl. Rain started yesterday. I don't remember. It didn't rain much yesterday. It was real cloudy, but it didn't rain much. Started raining, sprinkling, kind of before we, when we were going to Bible school, about 5 o'clock. And then about 8 o'clock, 6 or 7 o'clock, it started raining like this. And it has rained ever since, like this, nonstop. And it's supposed to let up this afternoon. So I'm not even going to worry about doing my chores yet this morning, because the chickens are not going to come out of their house in this rain. They are, they've got food and water, so I'm just going to let them stay. And then Half Pint's in the garage. I might go out there and feed her, but I'm not going to open up the garage door. I'm not sure where Chicken Cat's at. She has a place where she spends days like this in the winter time. So when it stops raining, I'll feed her. But I don't even want to go out to the garage yet. If it lets up a little bit, I'll go out. I made sure Half Pint had food last night. Put some extra food out for her, so she's not going to starve if she has to wait a couple more hours to eat. And Mr. Bobo is in the house. Aren't you, Mr. Bo? And he's a good boy. He won't go potty. He holds it no matter what. Unless he really, really has to go, and then he'll bark at the door. But I would bet that he's going to hold it till it stops raining, because he hates the rain. So I'm hoping it stops in a couple more hours. I got the knobs put on my cabinets yesterday. If you see any spots where the paint is all chipped up, ignore that, because I talked about that in my last vlog, that probably in a year I'm going to repaint the cabinets, because they are messed up from the dogs. Dogs jump up here too. I should say dogs, because much of this happened when Oliver was a puppy, and he did a lot of jumping. And now it's Percy's turn. It is kind of amazing though how just changing the knobs on the cabinets made such a visual difference. Really, really like it. And they're real comfortable knobs. Nice, and they're big enough to hold, and they're comfortable in your hand. They call them pumpkin knobs, and you can definitely see that they look like pumpkins. We decided to go over to Ollie's. I needed to get a couple of things at Dollar Tree, and so Ollie's is like in the same little plaza. So I got these flowers at Dollar Tree. That's not what I went in for. I went in for some glue sticks for Bible school. I think the church has glue sticks, but I wasn't sure. So I'm like, I'm just going to go get some. But anyway, in Ollie's, I was actually looking for spices, and I did find some spices. We were out of, or almost out of, ground black pepper, and I had gotten this at Ollie's the last time because it was a really good deal, and it was really good pepper. So I went back in there to get some more of that. It was $5.99, but this is a big jar, and it'll last us a long time. But I also needed some spices for making my homemade taco seasoning. I used to make it all the time, and then I've kind of gotten lazy and been buying it in the little packets. Well, there's ingredients in those little packets that Olivia cannot eat now, so I've got to go back to making my own taco seasoning. I didn't have enough of the seasonings in bulk to do it, like not all of it. I needed some paprika, so I got this big thing of paprika, and they were only $1.49 for this big thing of paprika. And I also needed chili powder, also $1.49. And then they didn't have any cumin, so we went over to Kroger and I got some cumin. And then I've already got garlic powder and onion powder, so I'm going to be making up some more taco seasoning. Probably not today, but in the near future I'm going to be doing that. And then I couldn't resist these. Now Olivia can't eat them because they're chocolate, but the guys can. And it was $3.99, and I love these pizzellis, or however those are pronounced, the cookies. We've already busted into them, so I got those. And then I saw these books, and they were $2.99 a piece. I already took the tags off of them. They're all World War II books, and I love, like, they're novels. Some of them are based on true stories, some of them are not. Angels of the Resistance, the Lipstick Bureau, that's a hard word to say. It's inspired by true World War II events. That one sounded interesting. And then this one is The Light After the War. So this is right after World War II ended. So I figured that I will try. I need to read more. I don't read enough. So I thought I'd give myself some really good books in the genre that I like, and hopefully they're good. Picked up some of these at Ollie's as well. $5.99, no, $8.99 for this huge thing of dryer sheets, and they take care of the pet hair. So those are nice. I've used these in the past, and they do work really well. And I also picked up 2 boxes of this Earl Grey Lavender Black Tea. I love this stuff. It is so good for $2.79. Got 2 of those. I got this at Dollar Tree. They have their 2025 calendars out, and I'll use this downstairs for by my computer for doing my videos, scheduling my videos, I should say. I like to write them down as ideas come to me, or as I get them edited. I like to write down so that I know, keep myself on track. And then I just think this is the last thing I got from Ollie's. Picked up some of this chocolate chip coffee for the guys, $3.99. Travis has asked for flavored coffees, so picked that up because that was a really good price, and I figured they would like that. So that's my little Ollie's and Dollar Tree haul. Like I said, I did get glue sticks at Dollar Tree. I got one other 2025 calendar. It's in the other room. And Olivia, she bought it, paid with it for her own money, but she got some school supplies because she's going to be starting school soon. So she got notebooks and pencils and stuff like that. As you can see, it's still raining. And I purposely did not plan any other errands or appointments or anything this week because of Bible school. I didn't want to have a terribly crazy week. But now I'm kind of bored. It's Wednesday. I've gone nowhere except Bible school in the evenings so far. And I really would like to just go to Dollar General or something. But Scott drove my car today because he's going to stop and get new tires put on it after work. And that was another reason why I haven't gone anywhere this week, is because he's like, don't drive anywhere you don't have to drive till I get the new tires put on. So yeah, I'm getting a little bit stir crazy, and I love being home, but I do like to go, have the freedom to go somewhere if I want to. I guess that's the thing. I want the freedom to go somewhere if I want to, and I haven't been able to do that. But tomorrow I'm going to go to Dollar General. I have some things I need to get for Bible school, so I'm going to be going to Dollar General tomorrow, for sure. Well, it is 10 o'clock, and it is still raining, but it is starting to slacken off. And the skies are starting to brighten up, so hopefully in another hour I can get out and do the rest of my chores and let Bo outside to go potty. But in the meantime, I'm going to work on a little decorating project. These have been sitting on my counter for several days, and I haven't been able to figure out where I want to put them or what I want to do with them. But I think I'm going to somehow use this basket, and then I've got this little nest, and I've got some of this moss. I'm going to put together a real quick little display. But then where am I going to put the basket? I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I think that the bottom of this basket needs something solid in it to make it a little more, I don't know, so that this stuff's not so tippy. So I need to find something to put in the bottom of this basket. But let's do this little project. I had used this basket for a while for bills, so I'm not obviously using it for that purpose anymore. So I'm going to cut this off. And then I found, this is just a blank canvas, and I'm going to use that as to make the base more solid. And then I also have this piece of wood that I can fit in there if I want to if I want to elevate something, or I may have to find something smaller. But anyway, we're going to start with that. First thing I'm going to do is get this stuff taken off the side. I might just leave the rope on there for now and make my decision if I want to take that off later. So I'm going to put this here on this side. I'm going to tuck this little nest in over here on this side. And then I'm going to put the little bird here. I think it might need to be elevated a little bit. I think I'm going to change, because the bird is facing this way, I'm going to change this around. Put this over on this side. Put the nest on this side. Put the little bird here, like so. And I think it could stand to be elevated a little bit, maybe. I think it definitely needed to be elevated, so I went down and I found a votive candle holder. And I'm going to use some of my glue dots to glue this to here. So, I mean, it's a temporary glue, obviously, so that it won't be tippy. I like to do that with my glass pieces just to keep them from getting broken, because you just never know what can happen. All right, that should be enough on there that I can at least catch the edge of this somewhere on this glue. It's not really glue, it's more like fancy tape. Double-sided tape. Okay, there you go. That's on there. And put it just like that. So now I'm going to fill it with the moss, and then I might try to work this flower in there somehow. That looks super cute. Now I just have to find some place to stick this little basket. I will look around and see where I'm going to put it, and I'll bring it back when I get it placed. going to make some garlic chicken in the crock pot. I'm just gonna take this recipe as kind of a suggestion and kind of do my own thing on it. First of all, I don't have thighs, I have tenderloins, and I can't stand mushrooms, and I don't have any mushrooms, so I'm not gonna be putting mushrooms in it. And also, they said to just pour all of the ingredients into the crock pot. I think I'm going to cook it on the stove a little bit, the flour, the oil, and the chicken broth to thicken it, because I'm just afraid it will not be, the sauce will be too runny if I don't. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this going in the crock pot so that it's ready for us to eat tonight. I have some boneless, skinless chicken tenderloins here. They're mostly thawed. They're a little bit frozen still. I've got my crock pot on high. And you just want to layer them in here. I think this is a 3-pound bag. But of course the chicken will put off a lot of juice and shrink up. So this probably will be just enough for our supper tonight and for Scott to take some in his lunch tomorrow. We're going to serve this over rice, and we're going to have to do only white rice from now on, as Olivia cannot eat brown rice. It's the rice bran that she can't eat, and brown rice still has the bran in it. So, and anything that says brown rice flour, like on gluten-free things, she can't do that either. So then I'm going to take some flour and sprinkle that over the top of the chicken. And I'm going to take some pepper and pepper it. I'm not going to salt it because the chicken broth has got sodium in it, and I'll just salt it after. So everybody can salt it to their own taste. And it calls for 1/3 cup of balsamic vinegar. I'm gonna put that. A little, not quite enough. Let me see if I have more balsamic vinegar in my pantry. Yes, I did have some more. I thought I did. I was pretty sure I did. So I'll put 1/3 cup of that. And it calls for 8 to 10 cloves of garlic. I've got this garlic already. Okay, so 1/2 teaspoon is approximately 1 clove. 1 teaspoon is 2 cloves. So we'll go 2, 4, 6, 8. We'll just go with 8 instead of 10. I'm gonna spread that around. All right, now I've got to make the sauce with the chicken broth on the stove. I'm gonna make a roux in this pan with a little bit of oil, equal parts oil, equal parts flour. That's about 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, a little over 2 tablespoons of oil. I think that'll be enough. And then I've got flour here. So two heaping tablespoons of flour. And I'm gonna whisk those together. Your legs are sore? That's weird. Looks like it might need a little more flour. The dogs are going crazy because they've not been able to go outside much this morning because of the rain. Yeah, that's better. So we'll just let that cook for just a couple seconds. I And while I'm stirring, I'm going to add the chicken broth. Alright, so that is not completely thickened, but I think it'll thicken the rest of the way in the crock pot. And then the last ingredient I'm going to pour in here is a couple tablespoons of honey. Let's say that's 1, 2. And we're going to go ahead and pour this over the chicken that's in the crock pot. And then the last little ingredient is a couple bay leaves. My bay leaves are kind of all crushed apart. So I'll put my biggest ones in there. Some bay leaves and some fresh thyme out of my garden. Some fresh sprigs of thyme. All right. We're just going to let this go on high for about 4 hours and it should be ready to eat. So one of the crafts that we're going to be doing, not tonight but tomorrow night at Bible school, are these little sun catcher crosses, and we're going to paint them with this sun catcher paint. But I wanted to bring one home and do an example to show the kids. Plus I wanted to see exactly how these paints worked and how long they take to dry and all of that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and choose out the colors that I want, and I'm going to start working on this little cross project. scientific it is. We don't have a rain gauge, but this coffee can was empty before the rain came from Beryl. And this 5-gallon bucket was also empty. It's almost half full. I just got my Amazon order. Olivia cannot eat chocolate anymore. At least, I mean, she could have a few little chocolate chips and something and be fine, or eat one Oreo cookie on occasion. But for the most part, she's got to stay away from chocolate. But carob is perfectly okay, and she likes carob, and I like carob. My mother used to use carob a lot when I was a kid growing up because she was trying to be healthier. So I bought some of this carob powder, and then I bought some of this carob syrup. This could be used like in coconut milk to make like a chocolate syrup, chocolate milk. You can put it on your pancakes. You can put it in on ice cream. There's lots of different things that you can do with this. And carob is naturally sweet, so the only ingredient in this is organic carob and water. There's no added sweetener because carob is naturally sweet. And then I got a cookbook because I know that I can't just take cocoa powder out of a recipe and substitute for carob. Carob acts a little bit differently. Carob is lower in fat, for one thing. Like I said, it's naturally sweet, so you don't need to add as much sugar or other kind of sweetener. So I got this cookbook, and Olivia and I are going to be doing some experimenting in the next few weeks because we want the holidays to be just as much fun for her and for me and for everybody in the family as they have been in the past. And like birthdays and stuff, we can make, like, look at this luscious carob cake on the cover. So it's going to be kind of fun to experiment with this in the near future. And if I find some recipes that I really like that turn out really well, I'll share them with you. And if you all have any experience cooking with carob and you have some recipes that you want to share with me, I would love for you to share those recipes with me. Here's my cucumber in my container cucumbers. They're doing really good. I've gotten several cucumbers off of the plants. This one's not quite ready. Maybe by tomorrow it'll be ready, especially after all that rain. Here's one. Again, I think I'm gonna wait till tomorrow on that one. And then look at all the blossoms and lots of little baby ones. So I've been super happy with this couple of cucumber plants here. They've done so good this year. I don't know if it's because I put new soil. I dug out some of the old soil and put new soil in this, like the Miracle Grow. That maybe had something to do with it. Something I probably should do every year is just refresh the soil in these pots. Next year I'm thinking about adding a couple more pots because I just love cucumbers so much. So there's that, and then I'll show you my lettuce. Here's my herb garden. It's doing really well. I don't know why I planted chamomile because I'm not really even sure what to do with it, and it's growing kind of out of control crazy. So I don't know if I need to cut some of this off or what, but we've got rosemary that I love, fresh rosemary. I've been using a lot of time. The lavender, during that heat wave, it really took a beating, but it's starting to come back, starting to put more flowers on. I'm really happy about that. Another herb I planted that I'm not sure how to use is tarragon. I need to do some research on that because I got a really lovely tarragon plant here. I've got my basil plant. I've been keeping it chopped down because if you let it go, it will go to seed pretty easily, and I don't want that to happen. And then here's some oregano. I love that. And then the parsley, I've been using a lot of parsley. I would say the parsley and the thyme are the ones, and the basil that I've been using the most. Here's my peppermint. That needs a good cutting. I need to cut that back. It looks like there might be a morning glory growing in there. Yeah, it looks like it. Gotta get that out of there. I like morning glories, but they can be intrusive. So that's my mint. It's doing really well. And my lettuces are pretty much done. My kale, I've been trying not to cut like in the middle of the plant because it'll grow from there. But the kale and the lettuces, like the head lettuces I had are done, and my leaf lettuces are pretty much on their last legs. They're starting to get stalky. They've never gone bitter on me though, so that's good. I'll probably get one more really good cutting off of my lettuces. Next year I want to plant way more kale because the kale has been really yummy. And then my peas are doing okay. They did better last year. I think next year I'm going to have to do the same thing I did with my cucumber pots and take some of the soil out and add fresh soil, because I think that is why they're not doing as well this year. But my flowers are doing pretty good. My begonias need some help. I need to get out here and cut the dead stuff off. That's a job I need to do. Maybe get that done tomorrow, maybe. These are my house plants. They're doing really well. They handled all that rain pretty good. So they're doing good. My impatiens, they look pretty bedraggled from all that rain, but they'll bounce back pretty quickly. And then my deck is an absolute mess. I need to get a broom out here, but that rug is very wet at the moment. So now let's go ahead and walk over to the big garden. I've not had you guys over there at all. Quite honestly, I have not had a lot to do with it this year. My sister has done all of it, really. I purchased a few plants, but she has really taken care of the whole garden all by herself this year. I didn't really plan it that way. It just kind of happened. It's just the way it worked out. But I will help when it comes time to harvest and process the vegetables and stuff. She comes out almost every morning and hoes. So she keeps it very well weeded. Very well weeded. So here's the cucumbers. They haven't grown as tall as the ones at my house. Not really sure why. This is a zucchini plant that, like 4 days ago, was huge and beautiful. Now look at it. No idea why. These are acorn squash here. This green pepper plant, my sister said, has looked like that from the day she planted it. Kind of weird and wilty. And this one is perfectly fine. I'm telling you, gardening is just weird. This is another cucumber plant. It's specifically a pickling cucumber. We had two, but one of them mysteriously died for unknown reasons. These are marigolds that I started from seed. They're growing really well. Obviously they haven't produced any flowers yet, but they're looking beautiful. The tomatoes are looking wonderful. All of them are looking really, really good. There's a zinnia that Becky, my sister, planted. That's beautiful. Trying to encourage the pollinators. Some sunflowers that Becky planted. Beautiful. And then here's our black-eyed peas. They're pretty spotty this year. We think part of it is because we planted black-eyed peas in the same spot last year, and you're really supposed to rotate crops. I think that's part of it. Part of it is because we did have one incident of deer that got in. They didn't eat the black-eyed peas, they just kind of trampled them. And wherever they got trampled, they kind of just died. So I'm hoping there'll be enough black-eyed pea plants here to at least put some in the freezer, because we do enjoy our black-eyed peas throughout the winter. And then right over there is just a few plants of popcorn. Becky wanted to try popcorn, and I think that's what attracted the deer, because they came in and ate up all of her popcorn except for those, I think, 3 little plants there. And in the process, they trampled the black-eyed peas. So that's it for our garden. Every year we try to downsize it more and more. It's not our favorite thing in the world to do, but we do enjoy the fresh vegetables. Next year we may wind up just doing black-eyed peas, like doing the whole garden in black-eyed peas, or Becky was definitely talking about moving the black-eyed peas over on this half of the garden next year, and maybe planting a few tomatoes and things over on that side. This year we'll have to extend the fencing because this keeps the rabbits out. 2 summers ago, I think it was 2 summers ago. Yeah, I think 2 summers ago, I had a terrible time keeping the rabbits out. So this fencing has really worked for that, but obviously did not work for the deer. So they're even talking about possibly just extending the fence all the way around the garden, which would be nice, because then that way we can plant whatever we want, wherever we want in the garden. And here's another beautiful zinnia. So that's it for the garden update. Not a whole lot to look at. Lots and lots and lots and lots of green tomatoes. Looking forward to those. I did have a few. I think this is the one. Yeah, it is. That does the yellow, like almost orange. I think there's one in here that's ready to pick. Yeah. These, I absolutely love these tomatoes. I am not a tomato fan, but I do love these on a salad. All right, friends, this is where I'm going to go ahead and end this video today. It was kind of a low-key day. Spent most of the morning just waiting for the rain to stop, but it's turned into a beautiful day. It's a little muggy, but the breeze is nice. I think this sunflower kind of got bedraggled by all that rain. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below, and we'll talk to you all later. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye, friends.